you know, the idea is that we have to find someplace else, right? And I think the only thing I could see was, we kind of went back to the policy, we would probably move towards what they had, most of the groups had gotten last year, that seemed to be adequate. And you followed that in most cases, I noticed, but there was one that perhaps could be reconsidered, and that was, I noticed that last year, the Grand Bend Environment Committee had $1,000, they asked for $2,000 this year, so I don't know if that's a way to make, I don't know what initiative they have that needs another $1,000. If it is warranted, then that's fine, but if it's just asking it and then dreaming, then maybe we should redirect those funds. That's what I'm thinking.
Councillor Scott?
I'm wondering if the Lambton Federation of Agriculture, the other one that was mentioned, the museum, could be considered to be put under economic development in the budget. There are two areas that we would use to promote our Lambton shores, because they're integrally part of what we are. So I'm wondering if maybe taking them out of a grant position and putting them under economic development might be the way to go on those ones.
It's interesting. I guess the problem I have is what John, Council Russell has identified. I don't think you can make exceptions. I really don't. I think you've got people apply under grants, and they apply with the rules there, and they have an understanding. And I think when you start bending the rules, some people say, well, gee, if I'd known you're going to bend the rules, I would have applied. But I didn't apply because I didn't think I was included. I mean, I look at the Sunset Cinema, which I think this was only covering a license or something, but we don't have any entertainment in Grand Bend other than the Skinks. And so, I mean, I could make the case for $400. I think they get 30 to 40 people out of film, and then I think they turn the film over to the library when they're done. So, you know, there's value added there. But I think what I'd like to see is I think we need a discussion on maybe rethinking our grant policy. And if we are going to turn people down this year, I think we need to send a letter explaining why. That we need to be consistent with our grant money, and it's not fair to be making exceptions. I like Councillor Scott's idea about economic development. Maybe we can find another way to.
So we have a couple options here tonight. We can grandfather these in because we have supported them over the past number of years, the Federation of Agriculture, those ones, the museum, and look at our policy and have it in place clearer for next year, or we can take these out. And I guess it's these. When do these people need to know on their grant dollars? And some of them are expecting a decision. We've had this a couple of times, and we've been delayed on our budget process. So we can either grandfather them in this year, the ones that we want to add in, whether it's the museum or whether it's the Federation of Agriculture, and then redo the policy next year to put them in another section. Councillor Scott.
I think I'd like to make a motion to accept this as it's put forward to us. Shannon has worked extremely hard to pull it down. We asked her to do that. So I'd like to make a motion to take the recommendation and accept what's there, and then we can do it together after.
Yeah. Seconded.
Okay, moved and seconded. Something there, Dave?
Actually, I'm going to be opposing this motion. Sorry. I think that we've overlooked some very important things in that meeting, and I think we've just made too much of a sweeping statement by saying we're going to approve this. I think we have to. We're stepping backwards, and we're actually. We're hurting some very integral parts of our community by doing this. So I actually won't be supporting that.
Okay. And just for clarification, you're speaking to the agricultural section.
Yeah, predominantly. Absolutely.
Councillor Russell?
I have to agree with the deputy on supporting that resolution. I think as long as we could accept the second resolution, that directed those to go to suggestion earlier, economic development, whatever. I don't think we should break the rules either. I think Shannon's done an excellent job of bringing it back the way we wanted it. As long as we can adjust those other ones that are historical and not make the exception and put them where they're supposed to be, particularly committees and economic development, or whatever we want to put them in, I don't really care. But if they're not supposed to be in this, they shouldn't be in this. Them's the rules. Set the rules for a reason.
That's what I was just going to say. I don't think you can cherry pick. I really don't. And I think what you're doing by saying, well, let's bend it for this one or that one, is you're politicizing it. And
that's what we did last year.
Yeah.
We knew that.
Well, then we have to stop, then we should
Yeah.
stop.
Okay. Okay.
I think what this question, this conversation overlooks, particularly, it'd be wonderful if all these things can go into economic development, but I think some of them are gonna fall short because they're not economic development. Like if you look at farm safety, that's not economic development, right? So it's gonna be hard to convince yourself it's a committee or something else. So then things fall between the cracks. And the issue perhaps is that, the towns are all getting $2,500 to do their type of, their
For the whole
support.
community.
It's for that, the
For the
forest,
community.
the Grand Bend, the Arcona, the Peppers, they all have $2,500 and there isn't one for the rural. So if we establish one for the rural that has that type of, that nest egg as well that we can draw from, and that's part of our policy, then I'm fine with that. But I don't think you can just assume that everything's gonna fall into either a committee or to economic development in this discussion.
Okay. Any other questions? Councilor McGuire?
Just had one question regarding the Pet and Spirit Club here, the fund days, this community special event. That's quite a substantial amount of money in Spirit Fund, we're not taking it off that, and we're there. That's under, community special events. You're still short? Yeah.
Still sure?
It's in kind, it's in kind, Dave,
Okay.
it's in kind.
There's no cash requirement for this year. Councilor Russell?
Actually, that's been the case the last 2 years too.
Yeah.
They have a lot of staff.
Mhm. Okay, any more discussion? All in favor of the motion? Opposed? Motion's carried. Councilor Scott?
I'd like to make a motion that the Lambton Federation of Agriculture, actually, I think the Sunset Cinema Social Film Group too, because it caters to the people in Grand Bend. And what was the other one? Forest
Museum.
Lambton Museum. What was the one you were talking about, Elizabeth? Which one's it
Two
under?
more, 4-H and farm safety, are the other two agricultural ones that I listed.
Up in the top,
It's
right at
very
the top.
close to the
Sporting.
beginning.
Sorry.
Sporting use.
Well, that's an area that we don't really have a lot going, so I put that under economic development too, because that's youth. I mean, one of the things that we wanna do here is encourage our youth to be part of who we are. So I think those 4 could be put under economic development, because I think it's important that we do that.
$700.
So one's for 500, one's for 200, flip over to, Forest Lambton is 2,500, and flip over to the Federation of Agriculture is 500. Pardon me?
1,000.
What, for 1,000? Doesn't it say 2,500 though? Well,
But you're-
whatever, the specific.
You're
rules.
saying the museum can be 1,000.
Okay, well that, look, we won't worry about the dollar value at this point, but I do think that they're all part of economic development. I think we're moving forward with that, there'll have to be money put in the budget for that. So I believe that this is where that should go, and we should be funding it out of there.
Okay, so that's a motion that those items be put over. Do you know what the items are?
I've got the Lambton Federation of Agriculture, the Sunset Cinema, Forest Museum, the 4-H.
Or is that all?
Farm safety.
And the Farm Safety Association,
Farm safety.
$200. Federation of Agriculture.
So there's
Councilor
5.
Underwood,
Was there a second?
would you like to do that?
I was second.
Okay,
No, that's
second.
okay.
Any other discussion? Yes, speak to it.
Yeah, I wanted everybody to keep in mind that economic development as we're going really, for the way we're going, is brand new, the way we're looking at it. And it is gonna reach areas which we're not gonna expect or which isn't traditionally looked at as economic development. And it's very important to keep these organizations running because they are the driving force, they're the reasons why people come. So it's an excellent place to go at this stage anyway.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor of that?